I also noticed something about Nigerian export in general. When you look at Nigerian export to African countries, if you have followed this discussion that we started for a while now, if you have been on this channel, you will notice that Nigerian export to some countries are finished product, particularly African countries. So if you look at You're welcome to another edition of sharing trade information on DBA TV, and thank you very much for stopping by. Today, I will continue the conversation we started for some time now, discussing what can you export to different countries of the world. And I'm using an example of what Nigeria currently exports to some countries around the world. So that when you're thinking of export, you know, okay, so if Nigeria currently exports a particular item to a particular country, that also gives you an indication that, oh, there's a market. That means that is a product also you can consider exporting. In this particular episode, I'll be looking at Russia and a couple of other countries that you can consider when you're thinking of exporting. I'll look at Russia, I will look at Rwanda, I'll look at Saudi Arabia, Scotland, and of course, Senegal. With that permit, I'll do Sierra Leone and Singapore. But let's start with Russia. Nigeria export to Russia last year was actually as much as about 1.9 million. And it's amazing, it's surprising to me because Russia is at war. I'm wondering how these people paid. I mean, because I spoke to someone who actually wanted to buy product from Russia, and I think I was early this year actually, about the fact that there's a sanction on Russia. How are they able to get paid? I mean, this is interesting for me actually. The fact that people are still able to trade with Russia. I know Russia is doing a lot of trade, but they do quite a number of them in rubles. So what is it that you can export to Russia? Remember, if you're just joining for the first time, like the video, share with your friend, and subscribe to the channel. Dry hibiscus flower of about $2 million item referred to Russia. Russia, by the way, buy mainly commodities from Nigeria. Dry hibiscus flower, ginger, hibiscus, shea nut kernel, shea nut that's without shell, ginger and hibiscus, mainly commodities. And understandably so, because like I often say that Europeans tend to buy more commodities from Nigeria than finished product. Of course, some buy finished product. Let's see. Nigeria trade with Rwanda is very, very small, just about $16,000, cosmetics and industrial minerals. I mean, Nigeria needs to grow its trade with Rwanda. Nigeria trade with Rwanda is extremely small. But interestingly, even though Nigerian trade with Rwanda is very small, Nigeria is doing quite a number of trade with Saudi Arabia. Quite a number of trade with Saudi Arabia, almost over $9 million. What does Saudi Arabia buy from Nigeria? For those that want to do business with Saudi Arabia, African cashew kernel, aluminum ingot, lead ingot, dry split ginger, copper ingot, dudu black soap, hibiscus flower, sesame seed, stone flower. I know NEPC have a trade house in this location. Unfortunately, the volume of trade with that country is very small. So if you look at Scotland, Nigeria, Scotland is just very small. I mean, Nigeria, Scotland is almost non-existent. Just one item, and it's just about, and that was beer, Star beer, and that's just about $1,500. So Nigeria is to Scotland, very small. Let's go to Senegal. I also noticed something about Nigerian export in general. When you look at Nigerian export to African countries, if you have followed this discussion that we started for a while now, if you have been on this channel, you will notice that Nigerian export to some countries are finished product, particularly African countries. So if you look at Senegal, for example, what does Nigeria export to Senegal? You notice that majority of Nigeria export to Senegal, just like many African countries, are finished goods. Nigeria export to Senegal, just like many African countries, are finished goods. And Nigeria export to Senegal is much, about $33 million. What does Nigeria export to Senegal, by the way? What are the items that constitute this $33 million? Remember, you don't need to be producer of this product. You can just be a distributor of this product. From which brand to tissue paper, that's jumbo tissue paper roll, to bedroom slippers, to table napkin, to polyester film, to Piccadilly cigarette, to herbal mixture, to air attachment, air extension, household plastic material, and of course, granular fertilizer. The fertilizer actually take a bulk of the export, $26 million. The fertilizer take a bulk of the export. Glass bottle, Dudu Osun, dark gray reflective glass. I've talked to you about what is dark gray reflective glass. It's Ariel soap. Ariel soap. Benzene and edges. These are different items that Nigeria currently exports to Murphy's diaper. Murphy diaper. These are different items that Nigeria currently exports to Senegal. Let's look at Sierra Leone. $1.5 million, over $1.6 million export to Sierra Leone. What does Nigeria export to Sierra Leone? Air freshener, motorbike and motor vehicles, cosmetics, empty bottles, Maltina bottles, foodstuffs, Indomie noodles, Indomie instant noodles, Maltina pineapple, pharmaceutical drugs and pharmaceutical products, and printed bag of cement. Nigeria export to Singapore was 1.1 million, and the major export of Nigeria to Singapore is processed rubber. Processed rubber. There are some sesame seed and cashew kernel and zinc oxide, but majority of the $1.1 million item of Nigeria to Singapore is processed rubber. How about export to Slovakia? Export to Slovakia is mainly plastic product. And by plastic product, I mean PET bottles, plastic flakes, items that can be used for recycling. Then Slovenia. What does Nigeria export to Slovenia? Chili pepper. Chili pepper. You know, there's some product in Nigeria that, I mean, and it's interesting sometimes to see some of these items being exported because it just gives you an idea of the value the country can add to many countries in the world. I've talked about chili pepper. I've talked about dry split ginger. That's talking about export to Slovenia. By the way, export to Slovenia is just about 520,000. The export to Nigeria, Slovenia is just about 520,000. And PET flakes is also part of it. Recycled PET flakes is also part of export of Nigeria to Slovenia. Now, let's look at another interesting one. And that interesting one is South Africa. Of course, you expect that Nigeria will export a lot to South Africa, a lot of Nigeria and South Africa. So I'm not surprised at the number I'm seeing of the export of Nigeria to South Africa. The volume of South Africa is about $16 million. But what is it that South Africa currently buys from Nigeria? Processed rubber, TSR 10, TSR 20, PET flakes, that is PET bottle, that's plastic bottle that is shredded, PET flakes, processed rubber, PET flakes, dry split ginger. If you are looking at items to export to South Africa, dry split ginger, cashew kernel, cocoa powder, cocoa butter, Murphy's diaper, air extension, air accessories, Guinness extra stout, the big and small stout, Murphy diaper, glass bottles, empty amber bottles, 350 ml, 750 ml, empty amber bottle, dry split ginger, aluminium ingot, cosmetic product, African pride relaxer, cashew kernel, lubricant additive. Lubricant additive. Adipro brand precisely. Adipro brand precisely. Lubricant additive. If you are thinking of exporting to South Africa, here you see items that can be exported to South Africa. Nigeria also do quite a number of exports with South Korea. $59 million. What does Nigeria mainly export to South Korea? Copper ingot, raw materials, lead ingot, raw materials, remelted lead block, raw materials, and of course some agri products like sesame seed, but mainly remelted lead ingot, mainly refined lead ingot, lead block, polycarbonate regrind, Nigeria bird eye chili, natural sesame seed, edible sesame seed, copper ingot, amber bottle, aluminium glass, aluminium class processed waste, aluminium class processed waste are the item exported to South Korea. How about South Sudan? About 924,000 export to South Sudan. The only product Nigeria export to South Sudan is ginger, different kind of ginger, dry split ginger. Let's move to another country that Nigeria do quite a bit of shipment to, and that is Spain. Of course, there are quite a number of Nigeria also in Spain. You know, why I'm interested in a lot of countries where Nigeria currently are is because those are the countries where you stand a chance. Okay, I think I should reserve Spain to the next program, next episode. So join us in the next episode when I'll be talking about what Nigeria export to Spain. You want to know more about what Nigeria export to different countries on the world? Come to this channel, subscribe to this channel, like the video, drop your comment. Let me know the country where you have a rep, where you can trade with someone, where you can do business with someone. Let me know, and of course, I'll make a video on what Nigeria exports if Nigeria exports to that country. Remember, the goal of this program is for you to know what Nigeria exports to these countries, not just to know, to be able to partner with Nigerians in those countries, because the fact that Nigeria exports to those countries means our products are acceptable, they are already buying, there are buyers, there are potential opportunity, and you can partner with Nigeria in those environments to ship to them. As this video be of immense benefit to you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your friends, click on the notification bell so you know when we are going to do the next video, and we'll be talking about what Nigeria exports to Spain. My name is Idila, and I'm your export doctor, and I'm signing out. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye-bye.